Hey Cal fans, and welcome back to my series breaking down the Bears defense in 2017. Today we're going to look at the matchup between our defense and the USC Trojan offense led by Sam Darnold. USC's game plan really focused on getting Stephen Carr out on the edge, and we can see here that they like to do this with run plays that attack the perimeter. They also like to motion him out and have him run swing passes to get him in space on the edge like we see right here. One of our strategies for defending these perimeter runs was to blitz our weak side linebacker, as we can see on this play. Now before the play, it looks like USC's linemen to the left of the formation have a 3-on-2 advantage over our down linemen because they have the left tackle, left guard, and center lined up against a defensive end and a nose tackle. But by blitzing our weak side linebacker, we're able to turn that 3-on-2 into a 3-on-3 and create 3 1-on-1 matchups. This puts our defensive linemen in a position where they can win against their blockers, and our defensive end and nose tackle are both going to be able to get penetration and force the ball to widen. Once they do that, the ball bounces straight to our unblocked strong side linebacker in the hole, and he's in great position to make the tackle. Our defense was really able to shut down these perimeter runs pretty effectively, and so USC had to come back with a counter. On this play, we see what's apparently the same kind of play that we saw last time. This looks like it's a run to the left, and it looks like our weak side linebacker is blitzing, and he is blitzing, okay? What's different about this play is that this is not actually a run to the left. As we run the play forward, we can see that the tight end here is actually going to come across the formation. He's going to feign a block on the outside linebacker and then release into the flat for a pass. Now that we know that this is what's going on, we can see what the impact of our blitzing weak side linebacker is. When we blitz this weak side linebacker, what that's going to do is isolate the outside linebacker in pass coverage on the edge. He's now the only guy that's out there in position to defend the tight end. Now, if you're this outside linebacker, you don't know if that tight end's going to block you, if it's a real run play, or if he's going to release past you into the flat. And with that amount of conflict, it makes it very difficult for this outside linebacker to change directions and run wide with that tight end. The tight end's going to be able to outflank him, Darnold's going to hit him, and USC is going to get a nice gain out of the deal. This is the same basic play that USC used to score their first touchdown of the game. That's going to bring us to an interesting adjustment and to a really interesting feature of our game plan for this game as a whole. On this play, we're going to see that USC is running the same thing. This is going to look like a run to the left, but they're going to be sneaking Deontay Burnett across the formation. He's going to feign a block on the outside linebacker and then release out into the flat for a pass. The difference is that on this play, we're not playing the zone coverage that we were in last time. Last time we saw that this outside linebacker would have been responsible for covering Burnett out into the flat. But on this play, we've adjusted. We're now in a man coverage. We're in cover 0. So that means that all of our pass defenders are manned up. And in this case, this safety is going to be manned up on Burnett when he comes across the formation. So as we run the play forward, we can see Burnett coming across. We see him run past the outside linebacker, but that's not going to matter because the outside linebacker is not responsible for him. Instead, we're going to see the safety take this route by Burnett out in the flat, and that is going to force Darnold, with good in his face, to make a bad throw and get the incompletion. Now that wasn't the only situation where we used cover 0 in this game. This is another play where we're using cover 0, but here we're using it as a blitz coverage to defend against the deep pass. So all 11 defenders are visible in the frame right now. There are no safeties deep off the screen, and every single pass defender is manned up on a specific receiver. And what we're using cover 0 for here is to blitz this defensive back off the edge. We can see that he's going to come. He's going to be completely unblocked. His pressure is going to force Darnold to throw the ball too fast. It's going to be inaccurate, and we're going to get the incompletion out of it. This coverage is also great for stuffing the run, and that's how we're using it on this play. Here, once again, we're in cover 0. We can see all 11 defenders in the shot. There are no safeties deep. Now, because neither of our safeties are playing deep on this play, we're able to use them as man defenders. So here at the top of the screen, we have a safety playing man on the slot receiver, and at the bottom of the screen, our second safety is playing man on a tight end. Because we're able to cover these receivers and tight ends with our cornerbacks and safeties, that's going to let us walk our nickel back up onto the edge, and he's going to blitz completely unblocked. When the running back cuts back, he's going to get a free hit on him and force the turnover. Throughout the game, we're able to use blitzing and aggression really effectively to stall a lot of USC's drives, and that's a big part of the story of how we were able to hold them to 13 points through 3 quarters. That aggression does come with a cost sometimes, though. Here, we're not playing cover 0, but we are blitzing both of these inside linebackers, and when we do that, what we're doing is vacating the middle of the field, which is fine if your pressure gets home, but it's really bad if your opponent is bringing a shallow cross into the middle of the field, as USC is doing on this play. Here we see Burnett come right into that space vacated by the blitzing linebackers. Darnold hits him, and USC is able to get down to the 4-yard line, setting up their last touchdown of the game. All right, that's all I've got for this game. I'll be back in 2 weeks to take a look at our defense against the Oregon Ducks. And until then, go Bears!